Hi, I'm Chuck Chewning, and welcome to 19 East Gordon Street here in Savannah, Georgia. And we're here for the 2021 Savannah Arts and Antique Celebration. Now come with me and come inside. We're going to do a tour of this fabulous house. This is one of the first homes on tour for the 2021 Savannah Arts and Antique event that's happening. Here you're coming into the home of Jono Morisano and his wife Carol Saudai. And they commissioned me, after they purchased this home, to come and do the interiors of the house. And really the directive for the client here was to make it feel Southern with a sense of place, but also collected, and also have a cosmopolitan, international sort of vibe to it. So here we have a very eclectic interior, but we're still respecting the history of the house and the architectural sort of body of the house, as you would say. So here you are into the front double parlors of the house. The house was built in 1882 for John Rollin. It's in the Italianate style, so it has the double side porches, it sits on a triple lot, it has a beautiful exterior with the terracotta moldings and lintels over the windows, and just some really beautiful historic detail on the house. These articulated cornices with the flowers and the fruit. You also see the beautiful moldings around the windows and the original fireplaces in the house. And in here with the furnishings, it's again, it's sort of a mix of antiques from both European and American collections. And really the idea of the house is it's for entertaining, but to be comfortable. So the color palette in here is just a very pale blue with grays. So it sort of gives a sense of coolness in the hot Savannah summers. The art collection throughout the house, as you will see, and I'll point out pieces, is all Savannah, local, which was also another directive of the client, that they wanted their art collection here to be commissioned or purchased from local artists and galleries. So the painting in this room is by local Savannah artist, Betsy King, and behind me is a pair of paintings by Will Penny, who's also a Savannah artist and is SCAD alumni. So now we're going to go into the second parlor, which has actually become a music room. So when the client bought the house, the 1850s Bosendorfer grand piano came with the house. So we decided to make it sort of the feature of the room, create a music room in here. And Jono actually plays the guitar, so we have vintage guitars that are hung on the wall here. We have his Gibson speaker, and so we've just made this a fun room with the card table, with the lucite, the chess pieces. Again, a mix of antiques in this room and also contemporary. The love seat over here is actually designed by India Madhavi in Paris. And again, the owners have a real love and affinity for anything Parisian or French, so we brought that into the house. And it's just it's a very fun room. I think, again, it just speaks to the lifestyle of the people that live here and how they entertain. So now we're going to leave the music room and move into the dining room. And this is the formal dining room of the house. And in this room, really the concept that we came up with was to bring the garden, the outdoors, indoors, because it overlooks the wonderful side garden of the house with the fountain and has this cantilevered bay window that really it's again bringing that element that I think is so critical to Savannah houses of the courtyard and into the inside. And here, because the owners own a restaurant, the Gray Restaurant here in Savannah, we approach the dining experience as we would in the restaurant that they own. So the table here is Italian with an Italian marble top. It's a bronze base, tulip base. And then we did a banquette sofa custom on the backside. And then the chairs are from Dungia in New York. And we found these fantastic candelabras, which are French, 19th century, with the palms and the sort of this the snake wrapping up around them. And then the sculpture that's on the pedestal in the window itself, that's local Savannah artist Marcus Kenny. And again, it's all done with beads and pearls and all that are studded into the form of the piece. And then the piece on the wall, again, is local Savannah artist Betsy Kane, and that's actually painted onto wood that's cut out. And we floated the piece away from the wall so that you get the expression of the shadow and the negative spaces of the painting. The chandelier in here is 19th century French. It was existing. And the special part of this room is that you have these double doors that open up and go right out onto the porches overlooking the courtyard. Yes. Now we're going to leave the dining room, which really actually ends the 1880s part of the house. And we're going to move into an addition that was put on the house in the 2000s by previous owners. And so let's move into the new part of the house. Which is a huge, great room with kitchen area and dining. So it's really the living area of the house. I mean, it's the heart of the house. And the concept of this space was, as I told them when we were looking at the design, that I wanted this to feel very free, 1970s, a place that anything could happen in here. It's a place for fun and entertaining and a place to be. So again, you know, the architectural detail in here is reminiscent of the historic section of the house. We had fun with the furnishings by introducing some Italian pieces, vintage, that are antiques that are mixed in with the modern pieces. The rug is custom that we had made to mimic a Moroccan rug. And then we really made the fireplace sort of the focal point of the room. So you've got these fun 1960s Italian leather sofas, and the artwork in here still carries through with the theme of local Savannah artists. So you've got a number of pieces around the room. You've got Cedric Smith above the television. You've got Betsy Kane over the fireplace, and then you have Marcus Kenny over in the dining area, which is a painting of the Obamas. And then some other features of the room as you sort of move through. It looks over the back courtyard and swimming pool of the house. And as you move into the kitchen area, one thing that Jono wanted to do was really bring in the concept of the Gray restaurant into the kitchen area. So what we did is we approached the design team that designed the interiors of the Gray restaurant, Parts and Labor, who are in Brooklyn, and we commissioned them to design the dining table in the room, the bar stools, and then this fabulous pressed glass light fixture, which sort of simulates a hanging mobile. Other things that we did in the space, we did some renovation to the kitchen area itself, and really wanted to make it sort of the center of the room. So it's like a presentation kitchen. This is a place to really dine and be part of the action, and then you've got the living and sort of fun recreational part of the house. When we started the renovation on the house, this space was actually painted beige. It was just neutral. Everything in it was neutral. And I wanted to introduce an actual color into the space, something that was very warm and inviting. It was in contrast to the front of the house, which is very cool. So I selected this color, and the first time it was put on the walls without anything in the room, Carol looked at me and she says, "I can't live with this color. It reminds me of Starbucks pumpkin latte." And I told her, I said, "Just give it a chance. You know, it'll come together." We painted all the moldings in here a charcoal. And once we start bringing the furnishings in, all of a sudden, with the paintings on the wall, the color made sense. It made everything sort of come to life. So now we're in the sunroom of the house, which originally was a back porch for the 1880s building. And it was glassed in and made into a sunroom. But the elements around the room are still part of the exterior of the house. And you have the triple sash windows that open up and you can actually walk through, which again is a traditional southern feature to access porches in the south. And with this room, we debated about doing a traditional sunroom with wicker furniture or outdoor furniture, and really came up with a concept to do this vintage Italian sofa, which is actually blocks of upholstery that are assembled together. So it creates this sort of sense of ottomans and sort of lounging in beds. So it's really a place to come in here and read books and to hang out, and again, continuing that idea of comfort and entertaining throughout the house. The tables here are Italian, they're blown glass, which again, the colors bring in the outdoors to the indoors. And it just has a great feeling in here. It's not only a sort of transition area of the house, but also it's a place to come and hang out and relax. Here we are in the stair hall of the house, which we've got a painting that sort of anchors the room. It's another Marcus Kinney painting, and it's of George Washington. And what's really fascinating about it, the piece, is that it's index card, catalog card dividers, and they're all pasted onto the background of the canvas. And these are sort of things that Marcus is known for, you know, found objects that assembled into this artwork. At the other end of the stair hall here are a series of black and white photographs by the photographer, Savannah photographer Jack Lee. And again, this is a nod to the Gray Restaurant because they're images of oystering, so local oystering, and so bringing that element into the house. And then as you move up the staircase, there's a great painting here by Cedric Smith of a greyhound. And again, this is a direct nod to the restaurant, the Gray. So now we're going up the stair to the second level of the house, which is the master suite. I noticed a beautiful detail on the staircase with the original mahogany spindles and handle. And then we move into the master bedroom suite. Here we are in the master suite of the house, and the master suite occupies the entire second floor of the house. So it's private, it's its own sort of secluded area, it's very different from the rest of the house. The colors in here are very soothing and calming, pale lavenders and grays. In here we have, again, Savannah artists, we have Betsy Kane over the fireplace, and then over the bed, this is a series of pieces by David DeLong, the late David DeLong, Savannah artist, who was very well known and respected in a number of pieces in the Telfair Museum collection. And again, the furniture is a mix of vintage, mid-century modern. There's the bed's Italian. We have a French chaise, and then also it's a working space. So in this working space, the room is separated by a desk. So this executive 1970s rosewood desk. As you can see, the clients, again, it's lived work. And then we commissioned Forsyth Metalworks locally to make and design the shelves that you see here. So all the shelving in the room, which is constructed out of brass and walnut that's ebonized. And again, speaking to sort of the live-work aspects of the house. And in the seating area and also over the bedroom area, you have these fabulous chandeliers, again, with elements of cast glass that mimic rock crystal with LED lighting. So they uplight the original historic medallion, ceiling medallions of the house. Now we're going to move into the master bathroom. And the master bathroom, this space was actually existing when the clients moved into the house. So the tub was here, the wall mirror, the antique Eastlake gilded mirror over the tub was here existing. And so what we did to come in here and freshen it up is we removed the vanities, we had them lacquered, we put lucite handles onto them. We added clear mirror above them, and then these fabulous John Pomp wall sconces out of faceted glass. And then we introduced this wallpaper from Elatis in Paris, which looks like a mosaic of dogwood blossoms and cherry blossoms. And the space has a very residential spa feel. So you have this large walk-in marble shower with the spa elements. And of course, there's some mid-century pieces in here, George Nelson dressing table and bench.